Hike it up. Just pull our shorts all the way up as tight as we can.
Hell yeah.
We get some dildos. Strap them in.
Have that shit flopped out. Mm-hmm. What do you think?
Have one nut on one side, one on the other side.
What do you think? Is that better?
Yeah.
Your mic?
I'm going to try one ear off because I think, once again, criticizing myself, I sound like I talk really low, which I talk low naturally, but
right.
I wanted to not necessarily cancel myself out because I'm hearing my voice in the mic and I hear it in the headphones.
Right.
But I don't think I'm actually speaking very loud.
Yeah.
Compared to you.
Talk like a bitch.
Yeah, pretty much.
I got you.
Yeah. Say it with your chest, motherfucker.
Yeah.
So, we'll try with that.
All right. It's weird.
It's different.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, I mean, and the shit's going to change. We're going to change all this shit up. This is just, thrown together for now.
Yeah, but, when you sell this house and you move on.
Shut up. Shut up.
Get a bigger house.
Top floor, bitches.
Yeah.
Went from the bottom, now we're
here. Right heel.
All right, let's get it.
Let's go.
It's really quiet.
Yeah. It seemed loud when we did the first recording. That's why.
Oh.
I turned it down a little bit.
Yeah,
think it's too low?
I mean, yeah. Okay. Because we're always like, welcome back. Yeah, it's just something. That's better. Yeah. Welcome back.
We going? This is it.
Welcome back
to another episode
of Sarcastically Serious.
This is James.
And this is Shaun.
And this is episode
24.
I don't know. I don't keep up.
24.
Okay. 24.
I do, because I'm the producer, bitch.
Oh, yeah. I don't do shit. This has been noted and noted.
Man.
Beautiful Saturday. We've been, for our 4.5 listeners and watchers, we are in our new studio.
We're at 3.5 now.
Oh, 3.5.
We've lost some because we wasn't posting regular.
Yeah. Producer was slacking.
Yeah.
So it's okay. We got a new producer, Shaun. And Jamie went back to Joe. We couldn't afford his $4.4 million salary.
And I can. Speak for yourself, bitch.
Exactly. That's why we got Shaun. He wants to keep it. And he needs to save money for the new house coming up. We're in a new studio. We moved up to the 5th level of the McMansion.
Top floor.
Yeah. And we've been setting it up all morning. Actually, no, we had a crew come in and set it up. And they spent hours and hours setting it up all day.
Yeah.
So we have this...
because I'm not with the commoners. I'm not with y'all.
No, absolutely not. So the poors have to pay people. I'm sorry. The poors
have to do everything themselves. Right.
And Shaun hires people to do everything for them. Exactly. And anyways, we got the new place.
Oh, man, look, real quick. Water. Damn, that shit echoed, bro. It echoed. We got to do something about sound deadening back there. Because it was like this. You hear it?
Yeah.
God dang.
It sounds great.
Sounds just like a water bong. Listen.
I don't know what that sounds like. Hold it in, man. Hold it in. You're almost there. Don't let it out.
Gotta clear the joke. Not that I've ever done that before.
No.
It's been like over 20 years.
Say no to drugs.
Yeah, no shit. Unless this was Joe Rogan show, then they'd be passing that shit around.
Yeah.
Everybody'd be like,
I would not be worth a damn if I was high on this doing anything. I'm useless. I'm not a productive pothead, anything. Drugs in general. Even alcohol. Yeah. I could do stuff, like cut the grass, but as far as like production wise, no.
Yeah.
I'm useless.
Anyways, what are we going to start on? You or me?
It don't matter. Go ahead.
All right. So, I wanted to bring up something, and it's kind of shit, but it is what it is. There's this. The fuck was that? Your phone?
That's interesting. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. Local dude got arrested and charged.
Shaun's ex-best friend.
And no, but I've known Buddy for like
20 years.
Over 10. But I have not. I'm not. I couldn't say I'm friends with him. I'm acquaintances with him.
He's not acknowledging his friendship.
We've never hung out. We've never done anything together. But there was a place we saw each other frequently.
I believe it.
Epstein's Island.
I told you he has money. If he knows Epstein, he has money.
So I'm trying to be as vague as I can without, whatever. But dude just got 2 life sentences for apparently fucking his kids. And it's been a big topic.
Walmart has a shitty hiring process.
And dude, I'm just like, I'm torn. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we talked about it.
I'm not torn for the fact of if someone did that, and I know the person, and I'm like, oh, I don't think he's that type of person, but he was convicted, charged, and I'm like, oh, I'm torn because no, I'm not torn like that. I'm torn with the fact of I would say I'm friends with his brother, and his brother has the same morals, values, ideology as me, and his brother swears by his innocence. So that's why I'm conflicted. If someone goes through the due process, which should be right or correct, and they presented evidence, and it was enough to 12 jurors to convict Buddy, then fuck him. He deserves to get raped 900 million times in jail and die and rot in hell.
Of rectal bleeding.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm 100%. That's justified. All right. Good. That's what you deserve. But with his brother being so
adamant about his innocence.
Yeah. That's what has me conflicted. And he said what they used as evidence, which was fucking nothing. If that's the truth. Obviously, he's going to be some bias. That's his brother. I don't think he's not a naive person. So that's where I'm conflicted, because he's not naive. I know he's going to be biased because that's his brother. But if my brother fucked his kids or my kids, or, no, that's even worse, but someone else's kids, or complete strangers.
Right.
Fuck my brother. I disown him, and may he burn in hell. Period. Done. And then all the other shit. Get raped, get murdered. I don't give a fuck. You're evil, and you need to be eradicated. Period. But I think he would feel the same way. So, I don't know. We talked about it a little bit, but what do you think? I mean, with that, am I wrong? Should I just say, fuck this dude, he may burn in hell?
It's all circumstantial, right?
I don't think I'll ever see him again.
Right, probably not. Not unless...
and
that's the whole thing, is we discussed, you mentioned, he had no comments before or after his sentencing, however that works.
Yeah.
He had no comments,
after. As soon as the judge sentences you, then you have a right for your First Amendment. And then at that point, the judge would say, at this point, is there anything you'd like to address the court?
And you said he said nothing.
He said nothing.
Silence.
That was in the news.
Right.
And that was recorded.
And then my second question was, did he have a public defender, or was it?
No.
It was hired.
He had a...
You said he spent a chunk of change.
I think the retainer was like $50K.
Yeah.
And then probably spent more after that.
Right.
So
he spent some money. Because normally, if someone thinks they're guilty, one, depends on their financial situation. But in most cases, for instance, if I accuse you of raping my kids.
Yeah.
Right. You would, if you knew you're innocent, you're going to spend every dollar you have to stay out of jail.
But not just that. I'm going to fucking sing from the rooftops everywhere. Buddy just...
You just took it. Laid down and took it.
He didn't really talk,
in a sense,
about it.
But he spent money, so why would he waste the money when he knew it was going to do no good if they had enough substantial evidence, right?
Right. So the claims,
accusations.
Well, I don't want to sound like I'm dismissing them, because if that happened, I pray to God for the kids that they can someday recover from that, because that's, damaging for life.
Right.
But so
Sorry.
all of it started. No, it's fine. So all of it started over 5 years ago, right? Was locked up, got bail, and then was out for like 5 years. So I know COVID did a lot of stuff and hindered a lot of
Court systems were jacked.
Yeah, but 5 years
Yeah.
for something that serious. I mean, that's like one of the most serious things I think you can have a court case about, until you get to, government shit. But anything to do with a civilian, I think should be priority number one.
Right. I don't know. That's a good question, because of how they categorize, the importance, right?
Right.
Or is it just
like at a
based
hospital, you do triage, and it's
Right.
like, okay, this person's got a fucking splinter in their finger,
Yeah.
and this person's head split wide open.
Right.
We need to take this person in. Y'all can wait. 5 hours later, you might get called back. Cool. That's self-explanatory. Something with the court systems. Is
it prioritized, or is it just categorized?
I don't know, but that should be, because think about it. Buddy is out on bail, and if
flight risk, whatever.
Fuck all that. Let's just say 100% guilty. He
Right.
fucked his kids. If he fucks his own kids, he's gonna fuck everybody else's.
Right.
So for 5 years, he's out there fucking molesting kids, right? So I think that should be priority number one.
Yep.
It should be right up there with murder. But
the DA has to build a case.
right,
There's time involved, and I know that. I know it doesn't happen overnight, even though some of us wish it would happen on people that we know are dead set on being guilty.
yeah,
But fortunately, we have a justice system that doesn't do that anymore. We don't just take them out and lynch them,
yeah,
even though sometimes it's needed
yeah,
in certain situations.
yeah, 100%.
But no, it's fucked up. But yeah, so based on the little information you did give me, I was like, it's, I'm crossed too. He had no words to say after he was sentenced. He spent an ass ton of money to prove his innocence, to stay out of jail.
Mm-hmm.
And so, that's conflicting. Obviously, you're more personally involved versus me reading it on a fucking headline on the news.
Right.
But from the outside looking in, I'd be torn. But I'm like, the justice system is not perfect in any fucking way.
No. I mean, how many people? And I started to look.
But kids are a tricky subject, right?
Yeah.
Everybody takes that shit to heart.
Yeah.
You don't fuck with kids.
Well, except these motherfuckers marching down the streets now saying we're after your kids.
Yeah.
Fucking psychopaths.
But yeah, as far as that goes, like, everybody takes kids very personal.
Yeah.
That's the innocence you're stealing from them.
Yes.
Ultimately.
And that's our most prized possession. Mm-hmm. Period. I mean, on earth.
Right.
And that's what's, it's like my son last night, my youngest son. I was talking to him on the way back from doing all the work at Connor's house. And I told him, I said, whenever, I don't know what brought it up, but essentially I was saying, if I pass away, my life insurance will pay the house off, pay the bills off, leave your mom a couple $100,000, whatever. And I said, I'm not leaving anything to you guys except my legacy. Right? Mm-hmm. And he was like, yeah, I get that. And I was like, but y'all are almost grown. So mom needs that money to help, the youngest two. And then obviously from there, my legacy, and that's it. And hopefully that is how I fucking raised y'all and showed y'all how to be a man. And y'all will do that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like my daughter, I showed her how to be a man.
There's some duct tape, baby.
Yeah. So, no, but how to be an adult is what I should have said. But I was talking about him and his brothers.
How to be a productive member of society.
Yeah, I was talking about him and his brothers, how to be a man.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, really, that's all I'm leaving. So with that being the thing, it's like, I don't know. I'm not.
So take it back. So you remember the hot car death of the dude that worked at the Home Depot facility, left his kid in a hot car. Remember that from?
Oh yeah, fuck.
5-6 years ago, something like that.
Yeah.
It's funny because he got convicted of child cruelty.
Right.
Local justice system.
Right.
Got convicted of murder. I don't know all the charges. He got found guilty. And I was like, yeah, that's great because as the case was being built, stuff was being leaked
Yep.
about him looking up cruises. He had an affair, blah, 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 like all this stuff. And I don't know how true all that information is because obviously it's the news. I don't believe 90% of the shit that comes across the news desk.
Yeah.
But then he appealed. And I believe they moved the Cape course of Brunswick or somewhere down that way to get another set of jurors to go after it.
Right.
And then it got appealed and he won. I believe he did serve some time, but not to the nature of child cruelty and like first count murder or however it's written up. That got kind of shrugged under the carpet.
I didn't hear
it wasn't
about
broadcast. And I was thinking about it as you were mentioning it. I was like, I wonder if Shaun even knows about this.
No.
But yeah, in 2016, hot car death. He left his son in the back seat for like 3 hours or whatever it was.
Yeah. Someone else seen it. He was in work.
Yeah.
He was inside
doing his
working.
thing.
And
I forgot to drop him off at daycare.
yeah, oops.
Yeah, whoops.
Are
I
you
forgot about my
fucking kidding
kid.
me? And because of that, now cars have warnings that say, check your back seat.
I got to turn that shit off on my truck when I first got it.
Yeah.
It popped up. Check rear seat for passengers.
Yeah.
Or something like that. And I'm like, the fuck?
But that's a safety thing for other people. And
I get it.
I get that. Especially for children because they can't do it for themselves. They're innocent, like we said earlier. And they don't know right from wrong.
It's not a terrible idea. It's just annoying when
it's not needed.
Yeah. I was like,
Clearly not needed.
some people, sure.
Like me.
Elderly folk that watch grandchildren, things like that,
Yeah.
that might be a good thing for them.
What about if you got grandma in the back seat? You pull up and go to work. Oh, I forgot to drop her at the home.
Yeah, I've got to drop her off at daycare.
At the day home. God,
Yeah, so
I'm going to hell.
So, Justin Ross Harris, 42, was found guilty in November 2016 on 8 counts, including malice murder of his June 2014 death of his 22-month-old son, Cooper. A judge sentenced him to life without parole, as well as 32 years in prison and for other crimes.
Wait, the kid was 24 months old? He was 2 years old?
22-month-old.
22-month-old.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I was going to say, if he was 24 months old, it's the kid's fault.
yeah, I thought he was young. I thought he was less than a year old.
I'm just kidding. Well, because kids can, just
But a
pick
state
their own
Supreme
gender at
Court
2 years
voted
old now.
6-3 to overturn his murder and child cruelty.
That's fucked up, dude.
And I was like, holy shit.
No. I hope that guy got fucked in the ass a lot in jail.
I don't know if he's still. I'm sure he got sentenced something,
Yeah.
but probably not.
Right.
But why? So your buddy had sex
That's not my
apparently.
buddy.
Well,
But, yeah.
he had sex
I
with his
got you.
kids, and he got 2 life sentences. The first go around on his trial, he got 32 years for killing. Whether obviously it was considered malice, so it was intentional.
Well, okay, so
And that whole system,
yeah, it's
that
fucked
shit
up.
blows me away.
So, that he had 8 different charges. He had 6. So 6 charges, but they were doubled. So read into that what you want. But it was 1 was incest 2 times. 1 was rape. And the other one was molestation of a child under the age of 16. 2 times for all 3 of those. And but he was charged 3 times for all 3 of those, and he was found innocent on 1 of each, and then guilty on 2 of each. And apparently, it said it spanned over a course of 8 years. And he promised candy when they were younger. And then it's fucked up, dude. And then cell phone usage when they got older. And I do it with gaming computers. I'm just kidding.
You get 30 minutes of PS5, you get 30 minutes of daddy.
This is so fucked up. But
It's hard to joke around about that shit. We do
It's
joke
hard to
about it.
jo-
I think
it's-
the first 2 episodes we talked about little boys' balls.
yeah, but it's hard to joke around about it whenever we're also talking about something serious.
Yeah, it's
But-
super serious, super.
But I guess it
unethical.
goes along.
There's so many things
Yeah,
we can
this
say.
is
It's
so
fucking
fucked up.
it's just fucked up across
But-
the board.
But anyways, all bullshit aside, and his brother did say that as soon as he gets sentenced, then they're going to work on his appeal. So I don't know. And like you said, you pointed out the fact that when the judge sentenced him and said it was vile, doing something so disgusting to children. So like the judge gave his opinion when he sentenced him.
Mm-hmm.
And if I was 100% innocent, not saying he is or isn't, and the judge said that shit to me, I would have a rebuttal. And it's not for the fact of, hey, fuck you, pal.
Yeah.
But it's for the fact of,
Fuck
all
you
right.
and fuck these laws.
All right, Your Honor. I want to. No. So, anyways.
I'm going to fuck your boy when I get out.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. How old's your son? 32. He's a little old, but I don't care. All right. But, anyways, if I was 100%, I would not be quiet. And I understand that you're right, and you could do that, and it might have been suggested by his attorney. Mm-hmm. But I will say this. I would say, look, Your Honor, I appreciate your sentencing for those crimes. I appreciate the court taking their time. I appreciate the jury for doing what they felt was best. But I am 100% an innocent person. I'm going to appeal this as soon as I can. And all that for those charges, I can respect. But that's not me, and nor what I did. I just wanted to say that for the record. Thank you. I hope you all have a great day and better than I'm going to have for the next however long this appeal process takes. Mm-hmm. Done. And that would have been cool. You know what I mean? And, because there's tons of innocent people in jail for shit.
Oh, absolutely.
Tons.
I was about to touch base on that.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing stories of people, that's been incarcerated for over 20 years, getting
lifelong.
Out. Right. Oh, and getting out, and then obviously getting some kind of retribution.
Yeah.
Here's $2.4 million because you were locked up for 30 years.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
And then they go out, and, everything and everyone they knew, is mostly dead.
It's gone.
Yeah. Dead and gone. The world has changed, and they can't. It's kind of like Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah. How do you,
how do you adapt to regular society anymore? Because you don't know how.
You don't. You hang yourself.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of that happens, and it's completely sad.
With a $2 million chain.
Yeah. With a check in your back pocket that hasn't been cashed yet, and so and nobody talks about that.
Dude, all right, so the video you sent me.
Which one? Oh, me? Oh.
Yeah. Bow, chicka, pow, wow. The dog.
Yeah. All kinds of fucked up.
They already got an attorney.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. So I read into it. Had to go to CNN to get the true news.
Oh, good. That's where everybody else gets theirs.
What's Buddy's name? It's like, what's Buddy's name?
From
the fucking guy that was attacked.
I don't know the guy's name.
Okay. Well, why don't you look it up so they can follow along?
Yeah. Go ahead. Continue.
So the way this story happens is 23-year-old male, black. Let me just point that out because that's going to be used a lot in the headlines. Doesn't fucking matter. 23-year-old male is going through truck driving school, brand new whatever, or brand new truck driver. He's driving an 18-wheeler, driving down the road. He's missing a mud flap. So inspection officer goes to pull him over. He doesn't stop. He's not evading, like changing lanes, doing all this crazy shit to get away. He just continues to drive. He calls his mom, says he's scared for his life because the media has shown him that cops kill black men. All bullshit aside, that's essentially what was said. So he continues to drive. When he does, the inspection officer then calls for backup, obviously. So now there's multiple cars trying to get him to pull over as they go through. Oh, and then he goes to pull over. And him and his mom talking, he decides that he's going to call 911, talk to a dispatcher. So when he does, then he starts driving again. Continues to drive, While on the phone with 911, she swears to him, "You're going to be fine. Do what the officers say. Pull over." So he does. At this point, he's drove through 3 counties in Ohio. I'm not sure, if these are huge counties or small counties, either or. It states 3 counties. So by the time he pulls over, obviously he's got, a dozen police cars there, roughly. And when he gets out of the vehicle, all these guns are drawn on him. So he's talking to dispatch. He's like, whatever. She's like, follow the officer's commands. Cool. There's an Ohio State Trooper. Now, I don't know how you guys know or what your knowledge is on law enforcement, but if a state trooper is at the scene of whatever, he is ultimately in charge. He is the highest ranking officer of the law, a peace officer there. And then you have sheriffs, then you have police. And that's the way it works. It's in that. So if there's a sheriff there, a sheriff or a sheriff deputy, they can overrule local PD because county, right? But then you have state. So the state trooper's body cam is showing he's like, hey, come back here, keep your hands up, whatever. Do not release that dog because the dog was with the local police department and the canine handler and dog. And he's like, keep coming back. Do not release the dog. Keep coming back. Do not release your dog. And he says it several times, over and over and over. And you hear it in the footage. And then all of a sudden, the canine handler is telling him to get on the ground. The fucking GSP officer, or not GSP, OSP,
Ohio.
whatever, Ohio State Trooper, is telling him to continue to come back because he is taking control of what's going on there. The local PD officer and canine handler keeps telling him, stop right there and get on the ground. So the guy said he was conflicted. He stopped at one point. He backed up.
Hands
and
up
then
the
he
entire
stopped.
time.
Hands up the entire time. Then the fucking canine handler lets his dog loose. And no stitches. So
Wow.
apparently it just a whole bunch of fucking just rips and tears with his teeth. Nothing deep enough to actually
Wow.
require stitches. But
From the sound, from the video,
sound, and
it was blurred out, it was
Yeah.
pixelated,
Yeah.
and just from the sheer sound, I was like, oh my God.
yeah. And then the officer's reactions walking away.
Yeah.
The one lady was like,
Walking away like disgusted.
But if, you take a whole bunch of little razors, start doing this, it could make hamburger meat. But, if it's not deep enough to be life-threatening, you're going to have some fucked up scars.
Right.
But, so anyways, so then he lets the dog loose. As soon as the dog, gets on Buddy, he just goes to the ground. I mean, to try and defend himself. Not defend himself, to try and protect himself, I should say. And he said he was scared for his life and whatnot, and all he kept thinking about was the other case that just happened not too long ago.
When I was doing a quick
Memphis police, where the 5 cops beat up the one dude, and then he died in the hospital 2 days later. That attorney is representing them. He's also representing that, and he's represented, it said, several young black men of hate crimes from law enforcement.
Right.
But I don't give a fuck about all that. But all right, so they've got a fucking attorney that's going to get them banked. Cool. The canine handler's already been fired, which is rightfully so, and said he goes against their.
I'm sure they're gonna ask me to have the dog put down and all kinds of other shit.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure. But I mean, you think about it. I don't know. Maybe he was too far away from the Ohio State Trooper to hear his commands. Maybe the dog was drowning. I don't know, but
I would suggest if you're actually interested, watch the video.
Yeah.
It kind of paints a picture. It's on the side. It's in the middle of a fucking highway, tractor trailer. The video kind of, simply plays it out for you. But the gentleman's name's Dajarrius Rose.
Dajarrius.
23 years old.
Yep.
Truck driver.
Yep. Brand new.
Sean pretty much painted the picture for you, but ultimately it's a fucked up situation. But what's even more interesting is when I first Googled it, I Googled dog scent on innocent man, and it brings up something from last month in Covington, Kentucky. A mistaken identity of a homeless man. They were on a manhunt and they found I guess a black man sleeping in the woods, and they sent the dog on him. And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you.
Federal lawsuit.
I normally carry tools, to protect myself, my family,
Right.
loved ones. If a dog's attacking me, the knife's going through its fucking skull, or I'm shooting it.
Mm-hmm.
And I respect the badge. I respect, people that. I respect the idea of peace officers more than anything. There's too many shitheads in that field,
Mm-hmm.
But I've, and I'd still want to be a cop one day. As stupid as that sounds, but I don't know. I've always thought I'm gonna end up dying by the hands of a cop. I mean, all bullshit aside, because if they go to abuse their power,
right.
I'm gonna
resist.
I'm not gonna resist. I'm just gonna rebuke their bullshit. Mm-hmm. And then if they draw their gun, I'm probably gonna draw mine. I mean,
right.
I'm not gonna just stand there and take that.
Right.
I don't, and I'm not saying that I'm not saying, hey, I'm saying I identify
you're gonna stand your ground.
No, I identify as a black man. I think I'm gonna die by the hands of a cop.
All these identity crises going on.
Yeah, I identify as a black female. Actually,
sweet.
I'm gender dysphoria here as well.
But no, that's crazy. I just looked it up, and that was last month.
Right, and then we just had this one. I mean, there's incidents happening every day, everywhere.
Every day,
man.
everywhere around the world. It's terrible. I believe, is there an issue? I don't think these issues have arisen and gotten greater and greater with time as it's gone on.
I think they've always happened, but we've got more cameras.
Yeah. We have instant information.
Yeah.
The internet has allowed us to gather this information, collect it in a faster and faster fashion every single day since the invention of the internet.
Yeah. And then we can Photoshop it and disinformation.
But no, it's fucked up. It's 100% fucked up. And I stumbled across that on the Hodge twins. Shout out to them.
Yeah.
They always bring this stuff to light.
Yeah.
And when I stumbled across that, I was like, oh my gosh. And
they were probably calling for racial injustice, wasn't they?
Yeah, absolutely. They're, fuck the white man, all that shit.
Hodge twins. Those dudes are cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, all bullshit aside though, man, it's fucked up. And I'm glad they got the new Johnny Cochran as the attorney, as fucked up as that sounds. But because, or Jesse Jackson or whatever you want to say. And then they've reached, I don't know.
I just wish they would turn off the race thing and just make it a police thing.
I do too.
Not necessarily 100%. All police. I think there is a disservice to the public of having inadequately trained
training. Yeah, and that's what it all boils down to.
Realistically.
I mean, de-escalation is humanizing. Humanizing your position. And that's the biggest problem I think we have.
I believe it too.
When a cop comes up to you and says, hey, do you have ID? For what? And they draw their gun. That's a problem.
Yeah.
Just because you're a police officer, I don't have to do everything you say.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm doing absolutely nothing wrong, you think I'm doing something else or you think I am someone else, doesn't mean you have the right to do whatever the fuck you want to me in that encounter or that detainment or that whatever. And it's not lawful. And a lot of officers I've seen in videos, I gave you a lawful command to get out of your vehicle. No, that's not lawful. Like, why do you want me out of the vehicle?
Mm-hmm.
Like, one where Buddy, what was it? The cop car hit him. Yeah. Anyways, long story short, I don't want to get into a whole nother. But, so, fucking the cop was a complete dick. And, he was trying to go after someone else, and when he did, he cut someone off, and they honked the horn. And then the cop, instead of going after the car, which he was going to do, then he just did a full U-turn and came after Buddy, who had just honked the horn at him.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he came up behind Buddy and turned on his blue lights. Buddy got over in the lane and slowed down, but the cop was coming up so quick, the cop fucking bumped his car. And then said, pull down into this parking lot. So then they did. And then the cop totally lied and was like, yeah, he just locked up his brakes in the middle of the road. No, he was on the shoulder.
Wow.
I mean, all kinds of shit.
And that's just happening
but
on a regular.
As soon as the cop came up and started hollering, and Buddy was hollering back at him, he pulled him out, put him in handcuffs, put him in the back of the car. And then he comes up to talk to the wife, and the wife's like, he's got PTSD. He's a Marine vet. That's why he's yelling at you. Like, he don't take to you yelling at him easy.
Right.
So he's yelling back. And she's fucking boo-hooing. It was a whole shit show, but it was like that cop was on a fucking power trip because you blew the horn at him. You know how many cops I've blown the horns at? A bunch. If they would have pulled me over, and now I've got a dash cam, fuck them.
Right.
I've got evidence.
I had one brake check me probably 2-3 years ago.
Really?
Like straight up brake check me.
I would have nailed
We were
them.
sitting in traffic.
I seen where they did that to a bike.
And
Bad.
They did that to me. Like he brake checked like hard.
Yeah.
And I forgot. I think I had a trailer behind me. I don't know what I had. Either way, we're cruising. We're sitting in traffic, and I'm a guy that sits probably 3 feet from your bumper when it's bumper to bumper traffic, just because that's just the way I drive. I guess he's fucking having a bad day or whatever the case is. We start cruising, and we're doing like 10 or 50 miles an hour, and whack, hits me. Not necessarily hits me, but hits me with the brakes. And I'm like, God, son of a bitch, like right in an intersection. And then he takes off. And I was like, oh, I must catch up this motherfucker. I'm getting his car number. Then I'm going to call a sergeant and fucking make an actual report about it. And I did. I went through I called the sheriff's department, because it's a sheriff's department car. And I ended up having to leave a voicemail for, I guess, a sergeant that was on shift that time. I got a return phone call from that shift sergeant. And he said, okay, let me correspond with him. And I was like, yeah. I said, it was uncalled for. It was, and they're like, do you have dash? I think they asked me if they had dash. I said, no, I don't. I said, but ultimately, I just want to make a fucking report about it because it was completely uncalled for.
Yeah.
I wasn't riding his ass. I said, we're in bumper to bumper traffic, waiting at a light. And I guess he just thought he just had the right to fucking brake check me.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's just the little things like that. And then it rolls into more things. I said, I've been harassed by cops.
Yeah.
Sometimes it was inflicted on myself because I was being a jerk off. When I was a kid, I got into a lot of shit, and I've been thrown on hoods.
Yeah.
I'm not black. I just was doing something I shouldn't have been doing.
I had about 12 cops fucking pull up, all pointing guns at me, made me do a felony stop. I was like 17.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty fun. And it was in the county where my mom worked.
Even better.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it was a fucked up situation. But it was all because road rage. I was bad with it growing up. And this other kid was, riding my ass. I brake checked him. Then he got up and swerved at me. Then he got back behind me.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just stupid. We were going back and forth. Then we pulled up to a red light. Get out. I'm like, fuck you, get out. Let's fight. Fuck you. And he wouldn't get out. So, and I was a punk kid. Let me just say this. Yeah. I spit in his face, which I think is one of the most disgusting, vile, low-down things you can do to another person. But I spit in his face and told him I'd kill him, get out of the car. But I meant with my hands like I'd beat your fucking ass. And he was a big dude, but he didn't. He rolled his window up.
Mm-hmm.
And
that happened to me too. We were actually on the phone when that happened. Not your instance, my instance. You probably don't remember it. Mm-mm. I remember it like it was yesterday because I raged.
But
go ahead. I'm sorry.
So then we fucking went through that traffic light, another traffic light. Then he pulled into a fucking AutoZone, and he starts blowing his horn like crazy. So I mean,
safe space.
You know where it's at.
Mm-hmm.
So I pulled in the old it's Hooters, but the old Cowboys parking lot. Cut across, come back down to the AutoZone. And when I did, there was like 8 dudes outside. And they were all like, yeah, come on, right next to his vehicle. I was like, I ain't stupid.
Yeah.
I don't have a gun. I mean.
I'm not fucking Bruce Lee.
Yeah, I'm not Bruce Lee. So, no, I drove off. 3 hours later, I got a buddy in the car. He's got his gun now, which wasn't there before. And fucking get lit up by police. All right, so I go to pull over, sitting here, and I'm looking in the rear view, and it's like another cop car, Another cop car, another cop. I'm like, what in the fuck is going on? And then all of a sudden, it's like, driver, turn the car off, take the keys, drop them out the driver window. What the fuck? Driver, hands out the window. With your right hand, open the door. So I'm like doing all this shit, open the door, get out, get down on my knees, handcuffed, all this shit. It's like, what the fuck? Oh, yeah, that guy called the cops, said that you threatened to shoot him with a gun. And now you have a gun in the car. So it looked perfect for the cops, but it was seriously that coincidental.
Right.
I'm like, oh my God. Sat on the bumper of my car for like 4 hours freezing. It's fucked up. But
They had to figure this shit out.
But I didn't die. It's because I'm white privilege.
Yeah, white privilege. But no, that one instance, I remember, I can tell you the exact intersection because I remember, because it got ingrained, like, for some reason, something clicked.
Yeah.
I was on the phone with you, and it was, fuck, man, 15 plus years ago. How's it? Either way.
I don't remember.
Yeah, you don't remember, but I remember I was in my work truck, tools, doing carpentry, roofing, whatever the hell I was doing at the time. And you called me, we're talking, and I'm going down a back road in Woodstock, and I'm cruising, not paying attention, and coming around a turn, there's a stop sign. I'm doing like 50. There was no, like, I locked it down. I don't think I skidded, but I locked it down enough to where I could stop. But by the time I stopped, I was halfway in the intersection. Luckily, nobody was coming. I look over to the right, and I'm like, fuck. I remember being on the phone with you, and some dude is in like a Honda Civic over here, like just cussing me. I could just read his lips.
So is he coming towards you?
Yeah, so it's like it's like
Was
a
it
T
a
intersection.
four-way? Oh, so he had the right of way.
Well, I think it was probably just one of those instances where he knew I locked it down and wasn't paying attention kind of deal. It was just a fucked up situation.
Yeah.
Either way, I could hear him. His windows cracked. My windows are kind of down. And I hear him cussing me like, you stupid mother, just cussing me.
Yeah.
And I'm watching him, and like something just flipped in me. I'm like, not today, motherfucker.
Game on, bitch.
And I jumped out of the truck. I remember I set my phone down, got out of the truck, reached around the bed of my truck, grabbed a hammer out of it. I said, I'm going to fuck this motherfucker up. I did. It was like instant rage.
Yeah. Hell
And
that's what I'm talking about. I like these stories.
and I'm literally walking up to the car, and this motherfucker's like cranking that shit up. I'm like, get the fuck out, motherfucker.
All right, now get out, bitch.
I wanted to. And he's like, he stopped saying anything. He's like, and he was probably a couple years younger than me.
Yeah.
How old was I then?
Gangster.
Early 20s.
Gangster.
But no, I had rage. If he would have got out of the car, I probably would have bashed his fucking head in.
I like Gangster James.
And
I like Gangster James.
I was raged, and it ruined the rest of my day. And that's probably the worst instance I've had.
Dude, I've had so many. So many like
and I was
that.
thinking, I was like, if he would have got out, I probably would have fucking killed him.
Yeah.
Just because of the knee-jerk thing of just being that fucking raged.
Yeah.
Because he was cussing me, didn't know me. It was a complete accident.
Yeah.
Didn't know where I was going. It just happened. Yeah. And as soon as I start walking back to the truck after I got done telling him to get the fuck out of the car, I knew nothing was going to happen. And I start walking off, and of course he does the guy, fuck you, motherfucker, and drives off.
Yeah. I had Jackie Chan. We literally had road rage with Jackie Chan, and then we sped off because he had a bump. He had four friends. There was 5 of them.
Is this a different story?
Yeah, different story, but road rage, right? So me and the same dickhead I got pulled over with that he had a gun. He didn't have a gun this time. We're driving, I don't know, it's like an intersection or something, and we see this Mustang, and it's like a newer Mustang with like this big like Honda style wing on it. Mm-hmm. And like we started, like he points at it, I see it, I start laughing. They see us, I guess.
In the car?
In the car, and as we drive by, and then a few minutes later, like a turn or two, then they like right behind me blowing their horn. What the fuck? Fuck this motherfucker. So I pulled up into a parking lot. He pulls up right next to me and then opens the door and gets out, and little fucking young Jackie Chan. This motherfucker's like 20 maybe.
Gets his headband on and ready to go.
Passenger gets out. And then when they open the door to get out, he leans the seat forward. 3 dudes come up out of the back.
Like a clown car.
Dude, I'm telling you, this is 5 Asian dudes. And he's like, oh, what the fuck? I was like, dude, we didn't even say nothing to you. And he's like, oh, yeah. No, we said nothing to you, bro. Like, what the fuck? And he's like, well, get the fuck out. And it's like, fuck you, man. We're leaving. So I
don't want to die.
I put it in reverse, and then he's wearing flip-flops and just passenger window shatters
On your car?
on my car.
Holy shit.
I mean, buddy's in flip-flops, and it just, I was like, and I think I was 17 then. I was like, what
Mr.
the
Miyagi over here,
dude? And it was just like, I don't know. I think about that. Well, I don't think about it ever, but I just thought about it a minute ago. But the times I've thought about it, it's like, I don't even know how in the fuck. Like, it's not like we were like, this motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was like Gary pointed at it to me, like, look,
Yeah.
look.
You see something stupid you
And
don't like.
I'm laughing, and it's like, I don't know. It was just like they were riding around looking for shit to do, I guess. They were riding around looking for trouble, I think. They were probably an Asian gang. We were in the middle of Marietta.
Oh, wow.
But I don't know. It was crazy. But I've got so many road rage stories, dude. One of the last ones I was on my motorcycle, the crotch rocket, not this. And 20 used to have 2 lanes, and then it merged to 1. So right lane's predominant lane, left lane ends, merges to right lane. I'm in the right lane.
20 Canton area?
20 right here going towards Canton.
Okay.
So right when you cross under 75, how it used to get to 1 lane and then be like that all the way through. So I'm right there in the right lane, fucking a whole bunch of cars at fucking nighttime, whatever. And so I slow down, let this car get in front of me. There's a fucking S10 right behind them. So his front bumper's like right here. Well, I just slowed down and let one person over. I'm not doing it again. Well, he fucking taps his horn. So I look over at him. He's over here doing this shit. What the fuck, you dude? So then he gets behind me, and literally he's like this far away from my fucking rear tire. And I'm like, dude, back the fuck up. So I start slowing down. And we're only going like 10, 15 miles per hour anyways. So I'm like, back the fuck up, whatever. So anyways, he's fucking raging back there, some old dude. I lose my shit. So I pull into the gas station right there. We lived in that next apartment. Yeah. So I pull into the gas station right there, and he pulls up. I get off the bike, and he's like, you stupid motherfucker. Like you said, that guy was going off. He was probably 50, 55, just fucking going off. And I was like, no, shut the fuck up. And I was like, you almost killed me. And he's like, let me get out of here. So I walked up and put my hand on his hand on the door. I said, get the fuck out. And I already unstrapped my helmet. I took my helmet off. And I said, get out. I'm going to bash your fucking head in with this helmet. And he was like, and then he like chilled out. And I was like, you try to kill me on my fucking bike, I'll kill you right here. Get out. Now I'm fucking going cocksucking motherfucker, whatever. And then he's like, oh, fuck you. And he starts rolling his window up. Like he was trying to act like he was taking the seatbelt off and all this shit, acting all frantic. And then I started to get frantic. And then this motherfucker's like, oh, fuck you, rolling the window up and fucking driving off. And I was like, now I look around, there's like 3 people at the gas station just staring at me. I was like,
But ain't it crazy how on edge you could be in
Quick.
situations like that?
just
and
get
how
quick.
fast?
Yeah.
Like, it kind of scared me when I calmed down later in the day.
Oh,
I'm
no,
like,
I know I have it.
And
I
I
know
was
I
like-
have it. It takes a lot to get that to me now, but
Right.
I know if I ever just get pressed right, I fucking flip.
Yeah. It's so, I don't know, man, how to explain it, but people that have had those kind of
gangster
instances.
version in you, bro. It's coming
Yeah.
out. Gangster
And
James.
I'm like, we just go back to the whole fucking-
Hashtag Gangster James, bitches.
Yeah.
Y'all
Get
y'all
that shit
fit-
started.
Yeah. All 4 listeners.
Yeah. But no, it's just funny because I've probably had 1 or 2 instances since then.
Yeah. With
one-
common folk.
Yeah, just common folk. Yeah, I was rolling to the hood, and
You were like, "What up, gangster?"
yeah, what's up? Make a jump. You want to bang, yo? You want to bang?
Yeah, God.
But no, I've had one other one with the kids in the car, and when I stepped out of the car, someone honked the horn at me, and it was just bad timing for some reason. I lost my shit and got out and went all the way up to the car, and those motherfuckers, it looks like they're going to church. And we're sitting in stop and go traffic once again, and I guess because there was 20 feet in front of me to the next car in traffic, we needed to hurry up and get it behind them.
Yeah.
And so they're like, meh, meh. No, they did it once and they did it again. I did it on purpose. I just wanted to see if they'd do it. It was just a random honk. And I was like, nope.
Not today.
Put my Kia Sorrento in park and getting the fuck out.
Oh, that's when you had the Kia?
Yeah. And I had the Abigail in the back, and my gun was sitting in the door pocket, and I was like, I'm not grabbing the gun. I said, I'm just going to fucking, I don't know. Just something clicked again. Oh. And as soon as I got out, those people just held the steering wheel, didn't look at me, looked straight forward. They were as white as that
James.
Light that we got in the background. And I was like, yeah, I shouldn't do this with the kids. It's bad. Luckily, she was young enough where she don't remember that. But
I bet Kylie remembers the one incident. I mean, it was down our road right here. And long story short, some fucking psychopath was like going around everybody from 41 all the way to our road. So why they were in such a hurry, I don't know. But they were literally passing cars all the way down 41. Then our road. And they're riding our ass. Well, then it gets to the passing zone. Well, the whole time they're riding our ass, then it gets to the passing zone, then they get over and Charlene fucking guns it. Boom! I'm like, yeah, fuck them. Well, then it comes up to curves, so they get back behind us. And as soon as we go around the one curve, then you could see the next curve.
Right.
Well, then they get over and floor it, get in front of us, and then lock down the brakes, come to a complete stop sideways in the road or at an angle to where we couldn't get around them. I lost my shit. I got out with.
I would have to.
I got out with my gun in my hand and started to walk towards the car. Kylie's in the back seat. She was the only kid with us. She's fucking boo-hooing. Daddy,
How long ago was this?
No. Right after we moved in here.
Oh, okay. So quite a few years ago.
Yeah, 8 years, 9 years, somewhere in there. And so she's like, Daddy, no. She's fucking boo-hooing. I get out. I start screaming. They called me the white N-word, skinhead N-word, all this shit. And so I'm like about to walk up to the vehicle, and I've already started getting more serious with the whole gun shit then, you know. And so I'm thinking, man, if I just walk up to the fucking car with a gun, obviously they have a gun, we're going to be in a shootout. So then I backed off. I stayed in a good position to where they would be awkward to shoot at me, but I can clearly shoot at them. And I don't know, the whole thing was just shit show. And then I decided, fuck this, we're just going to call the cops. Like, let them deal with it. And I just had my gun, down the whole time. I didn't, bring it up or nothing, but I had it in my hand, ready, and I don't know. And I think when they seen it is when they finally drove off. But it was fucking 4 or 5 minutes. I'm like, just fucking leave. Just go. Move your fucking car. And they're like, I don't know. And it was it. And then the cop, we pulled up to the front of the neighborhood. We waited there for cop. Cop pulled up. Told him the whole story. Out of the car, away from my vehicle, out in front of the car. And then he said, any witnesses? Yeah, my wife, my daughter. And he said, do you mind if I ask her? I said, not at all. I said, let me just prep her. You're going to talk to her. You can walk over there when I do it so I'm not coercing. And he said, yeah, I would prefer that. I said, I'm just going to tell her everything's cool now because that really upset her. He's like, I get it. So we walked over there, and she's still kind of boo-hooing. I'm like, hey, honey, look, he wants to ask you a few questions. We're not in trouble. You're not in trouble. Daddy's not in trouble. Mom's not in trouble. The person that was driving like an idiot's in trouble. He wants to ask you what you saw, okay? And she's like, okay. Just fucking, dude, and that killed me. That we were in that situation for her, and I didn't realize she was that upset until I came back to the car. Mm-hmm. And I was like, man, I should have just shot them. No,
yeah, fuck them.
Fuck them. Nah, but
white privilege.
Yeah. Oh man, fucked up. But yeah, I've had some serious fucking road rage issues. I want to say that's probably the last one I've had. I mean, stupid little shit. Fuck you.
Right.
Whatever.
Everybody has those.
Yeah, but nothing crazy. Not like that. But. Yeah.
I'm just glad I didn't have a gun at a younger age, like when I was 21. I probably would have shot somebody, honestly. Just a few instances where...
So, yes and no. So, my road rage was so bad.
I probably would have threatened them. I don't think I would have shot anybody.
Up until the point where I started being religious about carrying a gun. And then my thought process changed.
What would you just do?
What would Jesus do? It's exactly right. Shut up, Dick.
Dueling
Why-
pistols.
Don't
Pop,
joke.
pop, pop.
Kung Fu Jesus.
Yeah.
But you make so much fun of religion.
I do.
And
I
I want
gotta
to get
poke at
pissed off about it sometimes, but it's so funny.
Timing's perfect.
Some of it's fun. Fuck you. So, anyways, see that?
Yeah.
They
Number
can-
one.
They can see it too. All right, so, but the idea of this is such a huge responsibility, and I can literally just fucking pull out a gun and kill someone at a traffic light for some stupid shit.
Yeah.
I don't want to
Cut
ruin
me off.
I don't want to ruin my life, and their life is not worth of or it's not worth to end someone else's life because they're an idiot behind the wheel. So, I don't know. It's just one of those things.
And road rage is something. It's a beast.
Dude, I'm telling you. But that really calmed me down a lot, carrying a gun, honestly. And my mom used to say the same thing, like, I'm so glad you didn't care when you were younger. And I'm like, yeah, but that's what really calmed me down. Like,
Yeah, but
10
the
years
maturity
out-
level.
10 years later, I was still raging just as hard as I was when I was fucking 21. Like, in my 30s, I was still raging just as hard. But started carrying a gun, like, religiously, and it was like, phew. So,
But the mentality changes. Your responsibilities have changed. A lot of things have changed. And, like, we talked about,
I don't like this conversation.
yeah, fuck you, Sean.
Responsibilities, maturity.
Finances. He ain't got to worry about any of that when he got his money. He's like, fuck this shit.
Yeah. See, I just expensive backdrop.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, God.
Keeping Walmart in business.
All right. So, two things.
One.
Two.
Go.
Hakuna Matata.
Yay. Means no worries when you got Sean's money.
You're so stupid. The whole fucking thing with the UFO shit, it's kind of the same thing as
Hunter Biden.
Hunter Biden. Yeah. I mean, they just constantly just fucking
Put on a
sweeping
show.
everything up under the rug, man. It fucking kills me. You're getting all deep into that shit. I'm thinking about it. It's the same thing with the Biden family. One of the Biden family's attorneys called the court, whatever, pretending to be attorneys from the other side.
The DOJ?
The DOJ, DOJ, to get information.
Of course.
How fucked up is that? That is fucking
I haven't
corrupt.
heard about that yet, but
Yes.
that is fucked up.
So it's a lady on the attorney team for the Biden family, calls the court system, whatever, asking about information like she's in the party of the DOJ who is going after them.
And why would they divulge that kind of information on a phone call
I don't
or
know.
without verification?
I
or
don't
anything?
know. Or maybe she was asking, hey, can you fax whatever? Or, I have no idea. But, and then they try and play like it's nonchalant. Oh, it was just a misunderstanding, a miscommunication. They thought I was in the
It has
wrong.
been for
No.
about 4 years almost.
Yeah, but no, bitch, you clearly lied, and they just said that in one of their hearings. Like the judge called it out that I don't know if she's an attorney or if she's just part of the legal team,
Right.
but the judge called it out that she lied. Not judge, congressperson. Yeah, a person of Congress called it out. I think it might have been the judge. Hell, I don't know. Look it up.
But, yeah, I don't know. I have to dig deep. How do I even ask people?
But that's just so fucked up. More corruption.
Two-tier system, buddy. We could keep saying it because it's true.
Well, yeah, there's us, and then there's y'all, the poors.
I know.
And I can get my politician buddies to do whatever I want.
Exactly.
All I gotta do is call Epstein.
Donations.
Or no, I don't call Epstein no more. I call
Epstein's
Clintons.
gone.
I call Clintons.
I think he's at the same place where Michael and Elvis are at. They just, like, hey, you guys got to
Disappeared.
play dead. We're going to put you up at the Marriott in
Tupac.
Thailand and
That's
just
another
hang
one.
out.
Tupac.
Yeah, Tupac. Yeah, Tupac, I think, is dead.
You do?
Yeah, Tupac and Biggie, yeah, for sure.
Why?
Just because, like, he hasn't released a single in a couple of years.
Since 1996.
No, I mean,
No.
that tripped me out. Is when obviously it's pre-recorded music when they release new singles and
Yeah.
stuff, which is cool. His fucking family wants to bank on his
Mama.
music.
He left everything to his mama.
Yeah,
Dear mama.
and but no, I think they're just hanging out, probably fucking getting fucked up on
You think they're still alive?
Epstein.
Yeah.
I think it's a good possibility.
Really? He's got that much money.
No, he's got that much power.
Is he? Oh yeah, I guess knowledge is power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that whole thing is just fucked up. And why hasn't the list been released? Why don't we have
everything.
no information? Why? It's just,
Because Biden family's name's on there.
yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure Hunter was there a few times.
I'm sure fucking
Yeah.
our president was there.
Boy.
Sniffy Joe was there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but no, all that's fucked up. People in powerful places can do powerful things.
There was a fucked up video with him not too long ago, smelling a baby, and the lady was recording it, and he was like, "Come here, let me tell you a secret, and that's just between
Do
us."
you like islands?
And it was like, and then he was like, "Oh yeah, here, let's say cheese," while she's holding her phone the whole time, and she was like, "No, I'm recording." He's like, "What?" "Oh, I'm recording." He goes, "Oh, okay," and just turned around and walked off. It's like, yeah, she recorded you smelling her child. You sick fuck.
Yeah, very weird.
I don't know, man.
Like I said, I keep telling my father-in-law, because we talk politics and have a little bit more recently. And I was like, you gotta watch House of Cards. I said, House of Cards just confirms everything that you think that government does behind closed doors, how fucked up everything is. And I don't think you've watched it, have you?
No.
Oh man, it's such a good show. Even though Kevin Spacey's a weirdo probably in real life,
Yeah.
he does a fantastic job laying out how political system works.
Yeah. I'll check it out. House
Gotcha.
of Cards.
Yeah, House of Cards.
First
Start
time
from
you
the
said
beginning.
something about it.
I mentioned it before.
No, you haven't.
Maybe not on the podcast. but-
Lies.
Yeah, all lies.
Do you work for the Biden
House of
administration?
Cards. I don't even know. Netflix probably still has it, but no, it's a great documentary series.
I'm gonna document something.
You know? Smells like suave.
Smells like innocence.
Pre.
Oh God, dude. All right, so tell me about the UFO shit.
Yeah, man. So last week, I was in my backyard, and a beam of light came out of the sky. And then I woke up in my bed with a sore ass.
Really?
Yeah. And I rolled over and asked Misty what happened. She said, "You asked for it."
Yeah. James was like, "Hey, Shaun, let me try one of them pills." So I gave you a roofie, bro. You don't remember that? I gave you one. You took it. You
I
went
think I
outside.
passed out in the sun. That's what happened.
Yeah,
I was
you
like,
went, you went
so-
outside. Yeah, that's what it was. And then I carried him back in. When I carried him in, I kind of had him like this. I thought,
fetal
"Eh."
position.
I got
Him
erect.
naked.
I just had to go ahead and use it. So
Yeah.
did that. And then me and Misty were tag teaming you with your peg and my cock. You don't remember none of that?
No, man. Did you record it at least?
No, but it definitely was not a UFO.
Oh.
It was me. It was the tuna can.
Yeah, so the whole alien thing, people may or may not have heard this because it is not being broadcasted whatsoever.
Oh.
And naturally, I believe that we are not alone in this system, solar systems, and Shaun believes that God created us, and he may have. But I also believe if he did create us, I believe he may have created other systems.
Yeah, we had that conversation
Yeah,
once on
we
this, and I clearly said we might be rendition number,
45.
45 or why'd you say 45? President 45. God, you white supremacist. Anyways, hell hit. I mean, Trump.
Trump.
Yeah. Clean shave.
Yeah. Clean
Or
shaved
I-
this
or I
week.
was
But no,
last
so
week.
we had a congressional.
We were there.
We
We
were
were
there.
like, let the committee begin. I'm
Yes.
one of them people, man.
Let's start. So there's three 3 people have testified, witnesses. 2 are actual pilots. 1 is a operative intelligence officer. I won't call him an operative because I don't know if he actually did. He's an officer of the intelligence community. And they all testified on information that they physically have witnessed or physically recorded. However you will read across that. Reading between the lines right here.
Hiding right here.
Hiding from Button. And they've testified on inanimate objects that they have picked up with radar, FLIR, across the board, all kinds of information. And the thing is, it bothers me is this stuff is being shut down on so many. Did you just fart?
No, but I was just thinking this would hurt. It didn't hurt?
No. You got them bitch legs. But, no, so I'm sure a few people that may have come across it. Can I tell my fucking... See, he's trying to put this under the rug because he doesn't believe in aliens.
I told you I was on Lake Committee, bitch.
Yeah, I know. He's like, shut this shit down. And
I'm trying to distract him with the game of footsie.
I've been a believer since the X-Files. You know, Scully, she had me wrapped around her little finger. Redhead. Yeah. I'm a believer if you're a believer.
You're like, man, I just want to smell her hair.
Yeah. Strawberry shortcake.
Oh, stop it.
Spring loaded.
Never touch this. It is. All of it is.
So, as Sean's fucking my story up.
Go ahead.
I started watching it this morning just so I'm more rehearsed in it, but Sean's fucking it up. Either way, I suggest everybody go watch the congressional hearing. In the first 30 minutes, you could pretty much catch up on everything instead of watching 2.5 hours or listening to it, because the same Congress people ask pretty much same fucking question on repeat. And I'm like, okay, why don't you ask more indefinite questions of stuff they can't answer? Mainly the CIA professional fucking employee, or I don't know if he works for the CIA. Anyway, intelligence officer. He only divulges so much because obviously he is liable based on how he is sworn in with the intelligence that he has on hand or has access to. So
top secret.
Yeah, everything's top secret. And so he divulges X amount. He specifies his Newsmax interview. He more or less accidentally divulged more information than he was legally allowed to. So now he's under investigation for that interview, more or less, which is great. All this stuff's being brought to light. What is it? I don't know. Ultimately, what it breaks down to is the facts of the videos of what was actually recorded is nothing of this planet that nobody has ever seen before.
But, so, I'm curious. Back when you brought up X-Files. Mm-hmm. So back in the 90s.
That was huge.
But not just that. The crop circles were always being done and always being footage and, on the news and this and that. And then all of a sudden that shit stopped. Mm-hmm. So was all that 100% fake?
For the most part. I believe maybe one might have been credible, but more or less I think there's a bunch of copycats like, oh, let's go fucking play around. And
yeah, and I saw videos where they were like, look, they get this 2 pieces of wood with strings and they just kind of walk with it.
They walk with snowshoes and shit and lay everything down.
It just lays it all down in this perfect format. It's like,
I think it was, I believe from everything I've looked up in the past, it's all been hoax, all bullshit.
All right.
Have you ever had a sighting or anything like that?
I've been probed a couple times.
Have you? What was his name? Joe? No, what was his name? Not the sound you were making.
No, that was his name. He's not from this planet.
Oh, where is he from? Can you spell that for me?
You ain't never seen X-Men, motherfucker? I mean, X-Men. Oh, shit. Men in Black?
Yeah,
I can't talk about that.
Yeah, men in suits.
Yeah, men in suits.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually at the courthouse, but.
No,
have you ever had a sighting experience or anything like that by chance?
I have no idea.
Never.
I have no idea.
Oh, you don't remember?
No.
I have one. Actually, with Aaron, our friend Aaron. We were in Mississippi. And we're driving down country road.
No way.
Going to his dad's house.
What?
Yeah, man. And we're both half baked, cruising on the road. maybe a little coke in our system to keep us awake so we don't fall asleep at the wheel. That'd be, negligent.
A normal Tuesday.
Yeah. No, it was like a Friday.
Oh, whatever.
So we had to get off work early to go. So, anyways, randomly, we're driving down. I'm in the passenger seat, half asleep, and out of the corner of the eye, there's trees down both sides of the road, country road, right? And all of a sudden, I see this light in the far off distance, and it's traveling at a very high rate of speed, coming down towards, it looks like our road, like, say we're driving 60 mile an hour, and where it looked like it was projected to the end up, the light was maybe 100 yards, maybe less, and it changed from, I want to say, a green, like a very dark green light, to a blue magenta looking color, and then as soon as it hit the tree line, it disappeared. Could have been a fucking meteor, could have been anything, right? I don't know what it was, but that's the only experience I've ever had. And so the only thing I remember being a kid was the Phoenix lights. That was big.
Phoenix lights.
Yeah. Do you remember the triangle of lights above Phoenix? This is early to mid 90s.
Hell no.
You don't remember seeing that on the news?
I was high a lot then.
Yeah. But the Phoenix lights was real big. It was a big top story, and that was it. And of course, we all heard about Area 51, blah, blah, blah. And then, of course, Independence Day comes out, blows that up, and they actually showed you one of the aliens that they actually have in captivity.
Yeah.
And then it took control of the president, and then, everything went downhill from there.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Will Smith came in and saved the world.
Yeah. And then on today's episode of, man, hey, I don't know. We watched a lot of X-Files too.
Yeah.
So, of course, when I was younger, I was like, oh, yeah, I believe in all this shit. But then as you started getting older, you start seeing articles about the crop circles being faked and this and that. So it's like, all right, so everything was fake? Like, how in the fuck did people fake UFO videos? Mm-hmm. Like, we didn't have all this, high-tech shit then.
If you go on a deep dive on this stuff, man, you get lost on the internet with it.
With everything.
Well, I know.
Everything is credited and discredited on the internet.
But some of the latest stuff, of course, Rogan is a huge skeptic, or not skeptic, but I guess skeptic would be the right word for him, on being,
on life.
Something on life. But no, he has interviewed someone in the last few weeks on someone that was doing an independent investigation on something that happened in, was it Puerto Rico? Venezuela? Something like that. I don't remember exactly where it was at. But people that reported a crash landing, and the local government took possession of everything, just like that. And then the locals, it was all hush-hush. I don't remember the time frame when this actually happened. Might have been the 80s. And the U.S. Air Force flew in and collected, it could have been one of our aircraft, right? They want their shit back,
right.
Blah, blah, blah. But the people that were local to the crash site said it was not an airplane whatsoever. It was something else. And a lot of people are scared to even talk about it because people, if I remember hearing about it correctly, it was people that actually walked to the site immediately after, died shortly after for some reason.
The Clintons.
Yeah, the Clintons got them. And they didn't make the donation to the foundation.
Right, yep. So, but you don't want to save people of Haiti, you die.
Yeah. But yeah, it's, I don't know. I'm very fascinated by that stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of unanswered things.
Yeah, I just don't put too much thought into shit. Really. I mean.
It's the unknown is what interests me.
I mean, hell, you can go in the ocean and find the unknown.
I know. That's what's weird. That's
you just got to go deep enough, but you might implode.
We've been further in space than we've been deeper in the ocean.
You might implode. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Can you? I mean, who's to say there's not fucking aliens down there?
I know.
And been down there.
That's the.
What was that movie? Oh shit! There was a movie. I don't want to say that because I'll fuck up the movie. Never mind.
Now you got me interested.
No, it's a great movie. I'll tell you. I don't like fucking up movies for people.
Well, do you remember the name? No?
No.
Okay.
I will.
Well, fucking they ain't gonna watch it. Nobody watches this shit anyways.
I don't. No, no shit. I think we're at two viewers.
Yeah, we dropped a viewer in this whole episode.
Yeah, they were like, oh, it's fucking done. These motherfuckers talking about some shit they've already talked about before. New topic though. I don't remember.
Blank.
I don't remember.
Close Encounters.
We're gonna have a close encounter, me and you.
A docking episode.
Docking.
Beep, beep. Boom. I'm done. Yeah, so summarize that. It's very interesting. Shaun listened to some of it as
a little bit, yeah.
as his crew was hanging everything.
Yep. I did. Hey,
but like I said, you could listen to the first 30 minutes.
Jose.
It's
hey,
quite intriguing.
We can't talk to Maria anymore.
Yeah, no, she's downstairs.
Yeah.
Well, we had to move because
5 floors.
he had to hire more help to keep the grounds up around here, and they need to make space because he trades labor for
sexual favors. I learned that.
I wasn't divulge that to everybody, but
I learned
I'll
that
just say
from an
room and board.
acquaintance.
But if it's sexual favors, where do I sign up?
Yes. Oh, dude. Oh, I flashed Carter yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You show me your butthole.
So
your balloon knot.
That's all the boys now.
Awesome.
Got that done.
Got that out of the way. Back to sexual predators.
So, anyways, we were at
Defacts will be here tomorrow.
Yeah. We were at Connor's house, and I walked into the bathroom to take a piss, the half bath, and he was right outside the door.
He was in there with me, holding it,
where the fridge was, and I was like,
"You want to see something?"
Hey, kid, and I was like, acting like I was gonna pull it out, and he goes, "This motherfucker don't know how I used to be, I guess." So he like stops, turns towards me. Fucking yep, there it is. And then he turned around laughing, and I was like, we got that out of the way, I guess.
Next is your sister.
She's seen it. She's seen it in another girl's mouth.
I don't want to know her age either.
No.
Yes.
I was a minor then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What was his name? Juanita?
Juan Martinez.
Was that your parents' help?
Yeah, because I just come from royalty.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know how you commoners live life.
We get by.
Without
Food
help.
stamps, government assistance, the whole 9 yards.
No, I don't know. I don't know any
Well, I was
of that.
explaining it to you.
It's
You
like
asked
a
me,
foreign
you don't know
language.
how. Was it just
It's like
rhetorical?
Yeah, I guess.
Sorry.
Yeah. I was just stating a fact. I don't know how. Anyways.
Who are you voting for, by the way?
What?
Who are you voting for?
I don't even know who's going to be on the ticket.
Well, they got, what's her name? Phoenix Marie, that girl that was on the podcast recently. Damn it, what was her name? She retired, by the way, so I don't know if she's going to keep doing porn or not. I'm talking about the Pornhub awards.
Yeah, I don't know who's on the ballot.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll bring this back up next episode. I'll get Shaun up to date on some videos.
Yeah, I need to know who the male actors are.
And what they're working with.
Yeah. Oh, man, dude. What are we doing today?
Going to your other son's
housewarming.
Housewarming.
Yeah. Dude,
where's my car?
I don't know.
Outside.
Sweet. Dude,
Yeah.
sweet. Dude, sweet. What's mindset? I guess that's it. I've ran out of shit.
Cool. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. So, next week, we'll be here. Same spot.
Yep.
And we might change some shit up. I don't know. For now, this is cool.
When's the crew coming in and do all the sheetrock work and stuff?
We need to add the LED sign and all that, since that's
You'll have that done for next
neon.
week, right?
You said neon sign.
Yeah, you'll have that done next week, right?
I already ordered it.
Oh, okay, cool. How big is it?
As big as this wall.
It's like a football field. Oh, yeah. Speaking of football fields, that's the most interesting thing I find during that whole congressional hearing.
That's why I was asking you, and you just stopped talking.
You were fucking me up by trying to rub my dick under the table.
That was on the start. I stopped.
Either way, something I haven't heard of yet from anybody. Look at him. See? He's a denier. fucking denier.
Did y'all see that? Y'all didn't see nothing, did you? You didn't see
He
nothing.
pulled it out.
I'm calling Clinton's.
Yeah. But no, they have contractors for, I believe, Lockheed Martin and Boeing were on site at a Air Force base in California.
There's a couple.
They make notation that a object the size of a football field came off of the ocean, what's Atlantic, right? Pacific Ocean, and came over the base. And I don't know the time frame, but for instance, it came on over base. Terrible storytelling by me. Then it shoots off over the mountains. Gone. And nobody broke out a cell phone. Nobody has fucking recordings from the flight tower. Nothing. Just nothing. Like everybody's just dazed and confused.
Video cameras, like
anything. Yeah. Security camera footage, nothing.
That's
and then they make notation that it came back later that same day after lunch. I guess they got done eating. And they're like, fuck, they're done eating. So they're back outside. They could see us.
Animals in the mountains.
And it did the exact same thing almost. And I'm like, something the size of a football field? I said, I don't know of anything that large that flies. Nothing close to it. And that's fascinating.
Goodyear blimp?
Yeah, sure. But
how big was that?
That some bitch ain't going to shoot off over
the mountains. How big was that?
Goodyear blimp?
Yeah.
Like half a football field?
No. Really?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I think honestly, I think it is around a football field size.
Yeah, well, okay, well, think about that. That's fucking huge, and it moves that fast.
How big is Sean's cock?
Hey.
Let's see what Google says. California Penal Code. Animal cruelty.
Oh.
How big is a Goodyear blimp? General knowledge, 75 meters. Told you.
Yeah. Wow.
So yeah, and let's see how fast it
moves.
That's
3/4.
Yeah, 3/4. Oh, you do know math.
Yeah.
So you did get an education at Harvard.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's listening to me.
How
fast does the Goodyear blimp travel? Wow, 73 miles an hour.
Holy shit. Yeah, but
the older version, the original Goodyear blimp, I guess there's a newer one according to this, went 35 with a top speed of 50. And now the new one does 73. So, 73 miles an hour, you'll miss it if you don't look.
Yeah, no shit.
But interesting.
So apparently they're flying that down in California. Yeah. The Goodyear blimp.
And they got the new Tesla model motors on there.
Yeah. Oh, that's it. That's what it was.
Tesla.
That was their
prototype.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hell yeah. That's awesome. All right. So, what's the movie again? You said, or TV series?
House of Cards.
House of Cards.
Yeah. Kevin Spacey.
All right. I got to do homework.
Yeah, it's very good. You're gonna get deep into it.
I'm gonna get deep into you.
Kevin Spacey gets deep in that movie.
Well, not real deep, but yeah,
just enough to get the job done.
I'll finish.
Yeah, that's all that matters to me.
All right, brother. I think it was good. I think we might change it. I don't know. This is kind of weird.
I like it.
You like it? You like it? All right.
Yeah. Let's go with this. Sean, can you hear me?
That echoed so much.
Let's go.
All right.
Work on your son's house some more.
Fuck him. I was over there all day.
And? You're complaining still?
Yeah.
This is what you do for your kids.
No. It's what I do. Shouldn't have to.
It's all good.
Doing
Is that our exit music there?
I think so.
Okay, cool.
I think we're done.
I'm going to try to get it. Me and Sean were talking about getting a sign made. He's going to get that done before next week. And I'm going to email somebody and get that done before next week and get a intro video or something made up. Get a little more production value. We've been talking about it.
Yeah.
This is our first step. It took us 6-8 months, however long.
I had to get a kid to move out.
Yeah.
Actually, no. Extra room.
Yeah.
So we got 2 rooms empty now. About to have an empty nest, bitches.
And he's also leasing rooms.
For $900 a pop.
Yep. And so that's what's going to, pay his property taxes month to month.
Hell yeah. Shut up. Anyways, all right. See y'all. Have a good one.
Yeah.
It was fun.